Royal London are an insurance company established in 1861. They are the largest mutual, life, pensions and investment company in the UK, with a staff of over 4,000 people and office locations across the UK and Ireland. Collaboration is very important to Royal London, and a well-crafted, technologically forward-thinking, remote conferencing strategy is the bedrock for contributing to the success that Royal London has enjoyed in recent years. In an ever-changing world, Royal London were able to swiftly transition to a remote working strategy with relative ease in 2020, owing to a familiarity and high level of adoption with conferencing technology. Time, of course, never stands still, and neither has Royal London's conferencing strategy. Like all companies, Royal London must confront the changing technological landscape and ensure that everyone is on the journey as they embrace new technologies and ways of working. How do you feel the technology landscape has shifted in the last 2 years, and how has Royal London kept up with this?
It's a good question.
All right, so it's shifted massively, hasn't it? We've used technologies like Skype over the years to provide a kind of instant messaging platform, a more real-time platform than traditional forms like email. It was a trend we were seeing before lockdown, before all of the remote working stuff, that there was more and more flexible ways of working, people working remotely, but also needed to collaborate across sites. Now, over the last 2 years, that's really driven on. I mean, we've gone from a point of view where people wanted to be able to message people to having audio conference calls that, with Link, it sort of took over people's lives, didn't it? Audio conferencing, but we've seen a shift towards wanting to do more video, having a more rich experience.
With the pandemic and so on, with COVID, the face-to-face collaboration has obviously, disappeared over the past year or so. So we've had the challenge of getting that face-to-face feeling in the remote communication, to try and make it seem as personal as possible.
I mean, I think it's something that they've really hankered after. One of these things that they kind of tried to just kind of get on and deploy the tools before they'd really thought about all the enablement that was needed. We needed to invest quite heavily in the network, both the internet circuits out to the cloud, and then alongside that a new backbone building basically internally, to be able to exploit it also. When you start to adopt these cloud services, the whole security control around that is different. That needed a complete overhaul as well. Both the configuration of the security, but also all the guiding policies and standards that projects and change has to adhere to. And then what we've really been doing then is planning the whole adoption of Microsoft 365. The meeting room side of it itself, it's quite an exciting thing. All the new equipment that we've got in here now, I think people are going to find that a whole lot better than what we've had in the past.
I think it's a vastly different world over the last 2 years.
Royal London has meeting spaces that are intuitive and easy to use, but technology upgrades have changed the way that the rooms work. How can Royal London ensure that users still feel comfortable and confident to use the collaboration spaces that are an important part of how Royal London gets work done? In addition, Royal London needs the ability to ensure that their boardrooms can seamlessly connect with Microsoft Teams meetings with a simplistic user interface that users are familiar with. And what have been the challenges? What have been the major challenges in relation to this for Royal London?
The main one really is just the pace we were asked to go at.
Our infrastructure, our virtual infrastructure wasn't in a state where it was ready to just drop Teams and run with it. We had a lot of upgrades to do to our connection servers, our gateways, our brokers, and also all of our VMs. So it was a push to get more people onto Windows 10 so we could give a better experience when we deploy Teams out to them.
Trying to establish this technology without disrupting people is a major thing, because when you talk about shifting from something like Skype to Teams, there's a reliance on those tools. Now you may be delivering something better and more rich, but it comes with its own set of challenges, and trying to move people between the two is taxing. We have a specific technological issue, I think, in Royal London that we've we've gained great benefit out of being able to use virtual machines.
We did have kind of flexible working arrangements in place, so people were quite used to spending a day or two a week at home, but that wasn't everybody. You know, certain teams had never had that opportunity to work from home, or it just never was perceived that that is, you know, how they would have to work. But of course, you know, overnight things changed so quickly, and yeah, we suddenly had to, you know, all start working from home.
So yeah, so moving away from on-premise infrastructure, so trying to get away from Skype and that, it's been challenging because we're in a virtual infrastructure. So it's taken a little bit longer, but I think now that we're getting to a stage where our technology is ready to use a lot more cloud services, it's going to be a lot easier to progress and onboard more features as we go.
Following detailed testing, the solution has been implemented by ISDM in Royal London and has been deployed and provided the outcomes that Royal London were hoping for, while most adverse surprises have been thoroughly mitigated by the adherence to a robust testing plan carried out between the two organisations. This is followed by training and adoption workshops taking place across multiple locations to ensure that users feel confident and comfortable using the solutions. A technology deployment can only be considered a success if users are embracing and enjoying the technology, and it is of course providing tangible benefits to their working life.
How has working with ISDM helped with this? Or, you know, how has the relationship with ISDM helped to deliver these goals?
So yeah, I think we've really benefited from having your training expertise and the ability to kind of produce the nice guides for the rooms and that kind of thing. You know, it's been nice to just kind of draw on your expertise and bring you guys in to help with that, so we could focus on just getting the technical side of it right, but then also focus on engaging with the business and just using that material to kind of bring everybody on the journey and get them acquainted with what we're doing. So yeah, in that regard, I think it's worked really well.
From what I've seen that ISDM have helped, the kit they've helped set up, there's a solution that really works to allow, you know, meetings to take place where you have collaboration of people within the boardroom, for instance here, as well as people that are remote, but to try and capture it as a single meeting, really.
The ease of actually working with ISDM has been seamless. They've been able to address any of the issues that we've come across straight away. If they haven't, then they've been able to go off and take their time and actually come up with a solution that's going to last its time, and also provide enough detail around any issues that we've had and how it's been resolved. I think overall, working with ISDM has been great. I've found it quite easy and quite smooth to go through all the all the processes.
It's really useful to be able to go to a third party that are specialist in an area of the technology you're looking to deploy and to deliver on stuff. So it means that we're not having to manage the relationship and do all of the work in there. You know, working with you guys, I've been, you know, the people we've worked with, they've given us really good analysis of the tools that are available there, strong recommendations, and when we've replayed those recommendations, they've matched our analysis too. So the guides and the trainings for people as well, you know, it's enabled our technical guys to focus on technical work, and it brought people in that are maybe more specialized at that user training and adoption kind of side of things. So I think that's been a real positive for us.
Royal London and ISDM Solutions will continue to work together, crafting a collaborative environment that delivers for the ever-changing needs of the organisation. This mutually beneficial partnership gives Royal London the confidence to explore a range of technology solutions and trial and test them in a way that gives them confidence to roll them out without worrying that they will adversely affect the users who place their trust in Royal London's technical team to deliver solutions that will work within their existing technology stack. ISDM's user-orientated, high-quality approach ensures that Royal London can be safe in the knowledge that in a fast-moving technology world, they are confidently moving forward with a trusted partner at their side, who will act as their advocate to ensure they have a cutting-edge collaboration solution that delivers for Royal London both now and into the future.